Discretion is advised. So Mama Black.
This program contains language and sequences some viewers may find disturbing.
Right! I sit here on the eve of, excuse me, on the eve of one of the greatest sporting events that we have in sports. You know, race and what's going on comes again. But it just goes to show that that racism will always be a part of the world, a part of America. And, you know, hate, you know, in America, especially for African American, is living every day. You have, no matter how famous you are, no matter how many people admire you, you know, being black in America is tough.
Shannon, what's your reaction?
I think people want me to be shocked. I think a lot of people were shocked. But I'm growing increasingly disappointed with this stain in American society that's been here since the first blacks were brought to America, and I think in Jamestown in 1619. So I'm disappointed. I'm not shocked. And I've said this before, Skip. I want to take this time now. Skip, we opened on September 6th. And we started talking about Colin Kaepernick, and you've allowed me to speak openly and honestly about the issue of race, not only in sports, but in America.
And you have spoken powerfully.
Thank you. I've said numerous times, the hardest job in America isn't being a professional athlete. It's not being a bullfighter or a matador or having some job that puts your life at risk. The hardest job in America is being black. The hardest job in America is being black. The hardest job in America is being because black. It's the one thing you can't outrun. See, Skip, I was born dirt poor, but I rose through the ranks because God gave me a talent. I cultivated it, and I rose up through the ranks. But even as I became more famous and more financially secure, guess what I still was? Black. Skip, I didn't have education. No one in my family graduated from college until my brother did, and then I did. So I wasn't as educated, but I got an education. But guess what I still was? I'm wealthy. I'm well off. I'm financially secure. I'm educated, but I'm still black. But I'm still black. But I'm still black. But I'm still black.
Breaking news, nigga. Some breaking news.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
You niggas are crazy!
The hardest job in America is being black.
Nigga, please.
Police on the hunt for two men who violently stole a woman's purse. Look at the surveillance video which captured the moment the thieves pulled up to her SUV and smashed the back window as she was pumping gas. She confronted them. They trapped her arm in the door, dragging her across the parking lot.
The hardest job in America is being black.
It happened at a Shell gas station near Sheridan and Dykes Road in Southwest Ranches. If you have any information, call police.
That this is a live police chase. We don't know how this thing is going to end or what's going to happen, and so we advise you to watch carefully and cautiously, especially if you have small children. So again, westbound on 22nd Avenue from 103rd Street, police chase 3:45 in the afternoon here. Busy intersections, some erratic driving here. Southbound on 26th Avenue now we're hearing, and you can see the shadow of a police helicopter that's down below us now calling this police chase, guiding police officers. They are backing off a little bit now because he's not going to outrun that police helicopter that's up above right now, but at a high rate of speed here through intersections, through stop signs. Very dangerous situation. We lost him here behind some trees just for a second. And Jeff, I'll toss it back to you just for a second so I can get a little more information for you.
You know, being black in America is tough.
Yeah, we've got a subject being taken into custody here. Police helicopter guiding police officers in. They've got the area surrounded here. We saw several people bail out of the vehicles. They're saying now that they're putting up a perimeter in this area, looking for the subjects that bailed out of this vehicle. We've got one being taken over to a police car right here. You see him being taken into custody. This all happening in about the last 10 or 12 minutes. We'll recap for you. There was a bolo. Be on the lookout for a blue Honda Element that was taken earlier today. A civilian spotted that vehicle, unknown who that person was, but they called the City of Miami Police Department. They were following the vehicle in a late model car called a Crossfire. And they followed that vehicle until the police officers were able to spot him, and then they started to follow that vehicle. We saw them abandon the vehicle down here. I'm going to try to find you an address here in just a second. Let's see if we can find one on the intersection on the corner here. But again, hang on one second. It'll be easier for me to just look out the window here. About 26th or 27th Avenue and about 95th Street, right in the area of 95th Street. There's that police helicopter we told you that he's the one that called this chase here, spotting the vehicle from the air and guiding police officers and assets into the area. There's the vehicle, a closer look at that vehicle that they bailed out. I believe that's it, yeah. That they bailed out of right here at 26th Avenue, right off of 95th Street. So that's what we have for you at this time, Jeff. They're still looking for other suspects. I've got to switch the radio over to listen to the channel there to find out exactly where they are.
Well, Candace, it was a double shooting in the near West End on Sunday night. Crime Insider sources tell me it was all over a botched drug deal. Shots erupted in the parking lot of the 7-Eleven behind me near Patterson and Libby Avenue Sunday night. Crime Insider sources say police are looking for this man, 19-year-old Raekwon Waller. He's wanted for 2 gun charges and 2 counts of attempted murder. Police say 2 men were hit, one suffering life-threatening injuries. He's at VCU Medical Center. Crime Insider sources say, again, it was all over a drug deal gone bad.
The hardest job in America is being black.
What I say to that is boo hoo hoo. You white people are angry because you couldn't use your white privilege card to get invited to the Black Lives Matters All Black Memorial Day celebration.
You know, being black in America is tough.
But I'm still black. But I'm still black. But I'm still black. The hardest job in America is being black.
Get on the ground now! Get on the ground!
Get away from them! Get back! Get back! The time to argue is in court. Get back!
Sir! You see, I got nobody out here!
Don't argue! Get back!
Shut the fuck up!
No!
Bitch, shut the fuck up! Get the camera! I ain't do nothing! I didn't do anything! I didn't do anything! I didn't do anything! Why are you taking me to jail? Why are you taking me to jail?
Back up now!
Why are y'all taking me to jail? Why are y'all taking me to jail? Why are y'all taking me to jail? Why are y'all taking me to jail?
I tell you to get
back! Why y'all taking me to jail? What did I do? What did I do?
You know, being black in America is it's tough.
The hardest job in America is being black. The hardest job in America is being black. The hardest job in America is being black.
He's about to break my arm. He's about to break my arm. Bro, I didn't do anything. What did I do? What did I do to go to jail? I didn't do anything.
This morning we are covering. Police say they have the man accused of shooting and killing a 7-year-old over the weekend.
That suspect was arrested last night. This morning he is expected to make his first court appearance. CBS North Carolina's Lauren Haviland joins us live now with the new details we've learned. Lauren.
Immediately after the shooting on Sunday evening, a 911 caller said she knew exactly who committed the crime, and just a little over 2 days later, Durham police have announced they have made an arrest. They have charged Devon Fowler with murder and felony conspiracy. The 28-year-old is accused of shooting at a car full of people Sunday evening. One person, 7-year-old Kamari Munnerlin, was shot and killed. His mother was also in the car. We did speak to her briefly this week. According to police, she was shot in 2016 and her vehicle was damaged by bullets earlier this year. It's unclear if these incidents are related to Sundays or if Child Protective Services investigated. Now, this morning, a GoFundMe has reached nearly $11,000 to help pay for Kamari's funeral expenses. Also this morning, we do expect Fowler in court.
To snap, shooting and killing another driver on I-285. Neighbors told our Faith Abube the suspect was a father himself and an all-around good guy.
Just didn't seem like it was him.
To neighbors here in this Decatur cul-de-sac.
He does nothing but good things, you know.
Suspected murderer John Hudson is far removed from the man they know next door.
Shocked that it was him involved in a situation like that. He's a nice person. He's a nice person. He's a nice person.
Hudson is a husband, a father to 2 young children, a homeowner, and a hard worker.
He's been in my home a couple of times, invited to birthday parties, and he's just, everybody liked him.
Always helping us. Everybody down around in here who need things done or whatever the case may be, he was always nurturing and giving a helping hand.
Curtis Favors says Hudson would often mow the lawns of some of his neighbors here, many of them retired. So when they all heard John was in jail accused of murdering a man in a road rage incident, a light crowd gathered here.
They wanted to go up and try to give his wife some support.
As the shock sets in, everyone around here is struggling to understand. Hudson has lived in the neighborhood for 8 years. Before that, he was in Buffalo, New York. No criminal history to speak of. But investigators say somehow he went back and forth with Chris Irvin on I-285 before a fender bender between the two Monday evening. When Irvin got out of his vehicle and approached him, police say Hudson fired one shot through his closed driver's side window.
It's sad that a person has to lose their life, you know, over road rage.
After Irvin went down, police say Hudson asked a witness to call 911 and said, quote, "I just shot him." He then stayed at the scene, his hands up, when police came and arrested him.
It's just an unfortunate thing. It's very unfortunate.
But I'm still black.
Well, Hudson had his first court appearance yesterday. His case was transferred to Superior Court. He remains in jail without bond tonight. Neighbors tell me his kids' grandparents are in town helping his wife. Meanwhile, no funeral plans have yet been made for the victim.
Offered for information leading to the arrest of a suspected rapist back in 2015. So 2 years ago, police say Tavares Gordon sexually assaulted a woman as she was walking home. Police say it happened on Beckwith Street in Atlanta around 4 in the morning. The victim told police he grabbed her from behind and then dragged her to a nearby football field and track behind Washington High School. If you recognize him, call Crime Stoppers.
Police were called to Whitefish Bay High School after administrators saw this Snapchat video of 2 freshmen dancing with a loaded handgun at school.
Went to the house of the one 15-year-old who lives here in Whitefish Bay and found the gun loaded behind the bed where the boy had been laying.
Whitefish Bay's police chief says they arrested the second boy at his Milwaukee home. They took both boys to juvenile detention. Students say the video of the 2 teens playing with a gun in a school restroom has made it around campus and is a scary distraction during this exam week. But parent Muhammad Arif says he's thankful the school and police took quick action.
I'm happy with their response. Yes, I'm happy with their response.
Police say they had contact with both teens in the past and that the gun was stolen. One of the kids had hoped to sell it to a classmate. That sale never happened. In Whitefish Bay, Colleen Henry, WIS.